where my exit was going to be. I knew that the chart would be too volatile. There would be too many parabolas that kept breaking down. So I had to use market cap as my exit, and I had to use data points like Coinbase listing, Binance listing, and I had to use altcoin dominance. That was so important to know that like we're about to have a window of equity flood into alts. I had multiple data points I was looking at in regards to when to exit this. But when I put it into this call, I'm giving the basic structure of my mind at the time. There was a lot more depth to the idea. It's just that I never held on to it. I ended up just time decay, time decay. And that's essentially it. And that happens all the time. It's a big problem for me as a trader specifically, is that I have fantastic ideas, but I have time decay. We all do. We have things come up in life. We get busy. We probably have jobs. We have families. We have kids. We have so many things going on in our lives to where you can have a great idea and maybe it plays out 8 months later. I thought about Bonk 8 months ago. I bought the Solana phone and I said, Bonk is going to probably be it's between Bonk and Samoyed. Samoyed probably not. And it wasn't that hard. It's like we didn't have like 100 different things to choose from. So, but the reality was 8 months later, when Bonk is still retracing and it looks like a zombie coin dead in the water, yep. Do you have a bag or do you not? Do you think you're going to randomly buy a bag the day before it starts to pump? And the moment it starts pumping, if you don't already have this thesis sounded out and in front of you, oh man, don't worry about it. The time decay has eroded that idea far away. It's no longer in possession of your immediate mind. You're going to do nothing with data. You can see Bonk take off 200% and maybe you think it's time, you're not going to do anything about it anymore. So something I do is I have sticky notes like a madman across my entire computer about, the next ideas for the next 6 months. And all of my best ideas now are right in front of me every day. All of my mistakes are in front of me every single day. I don't mind looking at the mistakes and feeling that pain every single day, because at the end of the day, as long as I can prevent that in the future, my trajectory of success is predetermined. If I don't make the same mistakes in the past, my trajectory of success, it is absolutely mathematically predetermined.
And that concept of time decay is really important, because even in regards to market cycles, when you most learn the lesson at that stage in the cycle that you learn it, it is actually at the point of which it is least important. It's at the bottom where you learn that you need to take profits, but at the bottom is when you least need to take profits, and that's due to time decay, right? Maybe that at the bottom of the market, it's time to be going in heavy. That's the time that you need to be positioning, but you forgot that lesson. You forgot, at the bottom of the bear market, you forget that bull markets always happen. You forget there's always a greed cycle, and that's that time decay. By the time that you actually need the lesson, it decayed from your memory, right? The bull market lessons decay by the time the market gets back to its next bottom. And that's why market cycles tend to need a similar amount of time to play out each time, because humans, the amount of time it takes for memory and information and lessons to decay is all roughly the same amount, right? We need to forget the lesson to a certain degree. Once we've forgotten it, we can make the same mistakes again. It's every 4 years that people get back into crypto and they make the same mistakes every time. That's how long it takes for people to forget that they don't buy when things are going parabolic.
Something I'd like to add to that real quick is that psychology says that a new habit is built, I believe, over 60 to 90 days. So when the market is going up, in the past, everybody turns into a golden retriever. When the market's going down for 3 or 4 months, that's it. It's never coming back. When the market's going up for 3 or 4 months, that's it. It's never going down again. And I think that people get used to seeing green candles and they forget what a proper 2-month pullback looks like. And I think if you can avoid that golden retriever mode and you can sit there and be able to accurately, objectively understand that you're in a sine and cosine wave 24/7, you can position yourself within the sine and cosine to eventually secure profit.
Absolutely. So I think let's wrap it up here. But if you have any final parting thoughts or lessons for people watching this, you should let us know any final thoughts or lessons.
Essentially my final thoughts would be, Dan has laid out a blueprint for success. And I know that for sure because I've been a part of 10 different groups over the past decade of trading. And I think that the blueprint that Dan lays out is by far one of the most powerful blueprints for success out there, which is why I'm here. And I'd like to say, thank you for everything you do. And I know that I'm going to be a better trader because of that. And a lot of other people watching and listening are going to be better investors and traders because of it. So thank you very much, Dan.
Well, thank you, Quantum. I really appreciate that. And this will be in the course on everything that I do to analyze projects fundamentally. And I think people are going to get a ton of value from this. So I do appreciate your time. I'm going to send you this course as well. You can go over it and see if you like it in regards to the different topics that we cover. And one thing you did mention was pattern recognition. And that's actually one entire section of the fundamental analysis. So all this stuff that you said that you learned after getting close to making 100 mil and, you know, still making tens of millions, which is fucking crazy, is a topic that we covered in the course. So just anyone watching, if you're wondering how, you know, on point and relevant these topics are, well, Quantum, one of the best guys in crypto, is talking about it, right? As one of the things that he uses to pick, you know, in each market cycle, if you have the pattern recognition, you can pick the projects that are worth investing in, because meme coins every cycle are one of the best performers, right? It makes sense to recognize that pattern. So yeah, thank you, Quantum, for your time. I really, really appreciate it. I know your time's super valuable. And yeah, thank you for coming on board.
Cheers, man. Have a good one. Talk soon.
Awesome.